What's up, YouTubers and fellow car sharing hosts? I'm Steve. Welcome to my channel where I go over Turo and peer-to-peer car sharing and just how to make your fleet run as smoothly as possible. Now, this isn't just towards Turo, but it definitely is more directed towards Turo as that's what I'm in and that's what I'm most familiar with. So let's get right into this. If you guys don't know what Turo is, it's a peer-to-peer car sharing platform, and it's just honestly right now at this point, it's kind of just booming, right? Just because Hertz budget, all the rental car agencies having issues getting cars, so you're seeing a lot more alternative ways to get a hold of a car for a rental, for a vacation, for whatever you got. You're seeing a lot more hosts coming to the platform, trying to figure out how to supplement income or, take care of a payment on a car, or they just want to simply drive a nicer car and have somebody else help pay for it. So there's all kinds of different ways to go around it. It's kind of trippy if you think about it, but it's just like Airbnb for your cars. So now that we got a little bit of a breakdown into it, we'll get farther into the insurance stuff. And before we do that, like, subscribe, all that stuff down there. Make sure it happens. Drop in the comments. Let me know what you guys do. I'm not going to go too far into the insurance. All I'm going to do is just generalize it and kind of leave it up for you guys to help ease your mind which plan you want to go with. So drop it in the comments. Let me know. And make sure you guys are sticking around and subscribing, like I said, so you can catch more content like this in the future. Okay, so with the insurance plans, there's the 60, 70, 75, 80, and 85 plan. Now, this all comes down to which percentage of the earnings you're going to keep for yourself. I won't go into it too much other than the fact of if you go with the 60 plan, you don't have a deductible, but Turo is taking their 40% cut. So they're taking quite a bit out of your earnings, but you also have that peace of mind. You can make a claim and don't have to worry about anything. Now, the plans changed a little bit. So with the 70 plan, you get a $250 deductible. With the 75 plan, you get $750 deductible. 80, you get $1,625 deductible. And if you take 85% of the earnings for your fleet, for your rentals, this is per car, per trip, you're paying $2,500 for deductible. Now, this means that you are responsible for any costs up until that $2,500 deductible. Now, I won't get too far into a whole lot of the other stuff like, you get covered up until you get paid back for anytime the car's down for any reason. We won't get into any of that. All I'm sticking to is just the deductible. Now, I know everybody jumps on here and they're like, wow, Turo's taking such a big cut. This is ridiculous, this and that. Yeah, it's kind of the cost of playing the game on someone else's platform. Sorry, hate to admit it, but that's what it is. You're paying your price to be able to play the game. Now, some of you guys have these higher end cars and you're actually doesn't even matter if it's higher end cars. Some of you guys have these cars on the platform and bottom line, you're looking at it and saying, oh, 85%, I am taking that. I don't care what the deal is. All I gotta say, time out, hold up, just wait 1 second. So if you do this, remember any kind of scratches, any kind of dents, anything, any curb rash on your wheels, anything like that. If you have one claim a month, I guarantee you that's wiping out all of your revenue for that month and then some. And that can very easily happen. And it's not even too far stretched to say that this could happen 3 to 4 times in a month. Could you imagine paying $2,500 per claim per car on a fleet and you just have a horrible month and have to do 3 to 4 claims on that? Come on, y'all. Think about this for a second. Yes, I know dollar signs, it's good, it's great, but think of long term. Unless you have the capital to just throw away, or you're willing to just throw away, almost 10 grand just on deductibles, have fun, go for it. By all means, do it. I'm not going to hold your hand, tell you what to do, but just remember, you got to have the money to come up with this up front. Now, the other part of this is, I know some people say, okay, so if you start doing a claim, Turo will tell you, okay, this is below your deductible. We suggest that you work it out with the renter. Do you know how hard it is to get somebody to pay for something that they already did? Even if they admitted to it, it's just going to be a pain. I'm personally on the 70 plan. So that's because I know that I'm willing to risk up until a certain point. I'm willing to risk having to pay that deductible, $250 deductible. Okay, deal settled. We're done. That's fine. You get one customer, one renter that curb rashes both wheels on one side because, it's on the passenger side and that's where they're trying to parallel park, or they're trying to park up against the curb. And let's face it, no one knows how to do that anymore. And they curb rash the whole wheel, both front and rear on the passenger side. You realize that's still under your deductible? So you're trying to get somebody to pay for that up front, even though they know about it and they say, hey, this happened. Yeah, you'll get ghosted. They'll basically tell you to F off, whatever. The bottom line, once the car's out of their possession, they don't care. Yeah, I don't care what kind of track record they have, and if it's the most honest person in the world, they may or may not go with you on this. So this is where I'm saying, figure out where you're going to be with this. And on the same token, if you're going to do this and you don't pay for the deductible, or you don't pay for these repairs yourself, just think all these little nooks and crannies and dings and dents and chips and whatever that's under that $250 deductible, or under your deductible, that you're just like, well, they're not going to pay for it, so I'm not going to either. This is just destroying your car, and over the time, you're going to look over the time of this car being on the platform, you're going to look back and just be like, wow, this car is just completely thrashed, and now the resale value is gone, out the window. So just kind of figure out where you guys want to be with this. I know there are going to be some people out there that you jam them up about it and say, hey, look, I got pictures before, after, this and that. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, let me take care of this. I want to make this right. It's great when you have those people. Just don't rely on it. Don't plan on it. It's not always going to be there. That's all there is to it. So be very mindful of how you want to go about this. I know other people say, oh yeah, I make sure I get the highest payment out of all these cars and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And I make sure I jam up the renter about things. Just make sure it's not always going to be there. They're not always going to do it. And don't be upset when somebody breaks your moonroof glass and there's scratches all over the roof of your car because somebody tried to strap something down to your car, or whatever the reason may be. Or somebody happened to poke a high heel through a seat or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Whatever comes up, things are going to happen. Cars are going to get destroyed. Just figure out how much you're willing to pay out of pocket, or what you're willing to risk here. Now, there are different scenarios. You can look back at this. Like, go for a full year. Go for 6 months, whatever you want. Check out how many deductibles you've had to pay, how many insurance claims you've had to pay, what you've had to pay for claims or damages, period. And if this is way under what you think you should be paying, or way under your deductible, you could change this up very, very dramatically. If you are kind of looking at this and you're saying, well, I didn't do anything for claims last year, and I have been very lucky, knock on wood, haven't had any issues, and no deductibles, no claims, no nothing like that, so I am going to go up to that 85. That's awesome. Cool. Congratulations. Just know it's not a matter of if, but when these claims come up. And you could have multiple in 1 month. So just make sure you have that money in the bank ready for it. Can't always rely on other people. Like I said, they will ghost you. They will deny, right? No one wants to take ownership or responsibility for their own actions anymore. So make sure you take your own and control the uncontrollable. So hopefully this helps you guys out a little bit. I know I didn't get into the insurance stuff directly, but this is the biggest thing. I see it happen all the time. Everybody sees the money signs and they're like, oh, I'm going to take 85%. And then all of a sudden a claim comes up and then, oh, this platform's rigged. It's a joke. They're out to get me, this and that. No, read your terms of service, knucklehead. So like I said, just know what you're getting into. Don't get too excited with the dollar signs. Just run it legit. Do what you need to do. Cover yourself. So hope that was some value to you guys. Like, subscribe. Like I said, drop it in the comments. Let me know, am I way off with this? Because this is kind of how I run things. So if you guys are running it completely different, I know some of you guys do run that 85 plan and just make sure the renter gets it. I mean, let me know how that works out for you. Drop it in the comments. I'm really curious to know. And also check in the comments. I will have a link down below so you guys can get one-on-one time with me. I'll make it to where you can book calendar and we will have it all set. So I will have that in the link below. I'm sorry if it's not there right off the bat, but I promise it's coming and it'll be in future videos as well too. So thanks for watching, y'all. Like, subscribe, and hopefully I know you actually watched the end of this video, because now I'll be getting appointments with y'all. Later.